You're always getting bad financial advice when somebody is giving you straight product advice. They're talking about this investment or that investment without really talking to you and educating you about the principles and the strategies first.
Dangerous not in the way of harmful to others, but being the type of person that can't be harmed, person that can't be messed with.
If you've been following me for any period of time, you will know that I am a very big advocate of financial responsibility. Along with that, I have been encouraging people to seek good professional financial advice from trusted and competent professionals who have also got the experience in creating their own wealth. The fact is that majority of countries, if you look at majority of the people, do not seek professional financial advice. And it's not a coincidence that the majority of people also struggle with money management, investing, and securing their financial future. Having said that, you have to also be discerning not to just seek anybody's financial advice. And if you do go and decide to seek professional financial advice after watching this video, I want to equip you and arm you with some ammunition in regards to ensuring that you are getting good financial advice. So how do you make sure that the advice that you are getting from a finance professional, whether it's a financial advisor or a wealth management expert or an investment advisor or even your accountant, how do you ensure that the advice that you're getting on your financial situation is indeed good advice? The first thing is that anyone that is giving you good financial advice will spend a considerable amount of time knowing you, knowing your background, knowing your goals and objectives, knowing about your investment experience, your concerns, so on and so forth. The reason is financial advice that is good for one person may not be good and relevant for another person. And so the only way that you can determine if the advice should be given is in context of the person's situation, circumstances, goals and objectives. So the first way to identify that you're getting good financial advice is that the person that is giving you that advice is taking the time to understand your background and your circumstances before they give you advice. The second way that you know that the advice that you're getting from a competent finance professional is indeed good financial advice is that the advice will be holistic in nature. It is not just going to be about one aspect of your financial situation, unless of course you restrict that advice. Generally, you will find that a competent advice professional will give you a holistic perspective on how you are traveling and how you're going to be tracking in the future. And that really means that they're not just going to talk about a particular investment strategy. They will talk about risk management. They're going to talk about estate planning. They're going to talk about tax planning. They're going to talk about retirement planning if that's relevant for you, budgeting. And so generally you'll find that the best finance professionals will provide you with complete and holistic advice rather than only giving you advice on one particular situation of your financial position, because everything connects with everything in the world of finance. If you invest in a particular way, it may affect your tax. Your tax may affect your cash flow, so on and so forth. So that's why good finance professionals will generally take the time to give you holistic advice rather than one-dimensional advice. The third way that you know that you're getting good financial advice is that your finance professional will talk to you about all the risks that you face. The reality is that even when you're trying to create wealth, it comes with risk. It's not the avoidance of risk that is going to make you wealthy. It is the understanding, minimization, and management of risk. And so one of the things that your finance professional will do is they're going to sit down with you and identify all the risks that are relevant to your situation. And then they will go through every single situation, every single strategy to help mitigate that risk so that you can get to your financial goals at the least amount of risk possible. So that's another way that you know that you're dealing with a good and competent financial advisor, is that they're going to talk about risk. The fourth way that you're going to know that you're dealing with a good advisor or you're getting good financial advice is that they will spend a lot of time talking to you about principles, and then from principles they will talk to you about strategies, and then from strategies they're going to talk to you about tactics and financial products. You're always getting bad financial advice when somebody is giving you straight product advice. They're talking about this investment or that investment without really talking to you and educating you about the principles and the strategies first. So be aware that when somebody's going and spruiking or promoting a particular investment product or a particular investment strategy without educating you on the principles, the chances are that you're not really getting good advice that's in your best interest. The fifth thing they will always do when they're giving you good advice is that they're going to talk to you about how to track your progress towards your goals. So once they've given you advice, they will also give you a process. And they'll say, look, what we're going to do is we're going to catch up with you once or twice a year, and we're going to see how you are progressing towards the goals that you have identified. Your goal may be to buy a house, it may be to pay off a house, it may be to send your kids to a private school, it may be to travel the world, it may be to start a business, it may be to retire comfortably, it may be to support your parents, it may be to leave an inheritance for your kids or grandkids. Whatever it is, a good, competent advisor will show you if you are tracking well towards your goals on a regular basis. So they're going to advise you that there is a process that you need to follow to ensure that you are progressing. And anytime there is a deviation from your goals, they'll also advise you how much you have deviated and what you need to do to get back on track. So these are all the elements through which you can be absolutely certain that you are getting good financial advice. If your financial professional or any friend or anyone that you rely on for financial advice is not taking this approach at a bare minimum, you can be absolutely certain that even if they mean well, you're not getting advice that's in your best interest.